Doc Meg with the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We're here with the 2011 Gamer of the Year for the arcade, Matt Rocco. Our 2012 Gamer of the Year for the Galloping Ghost Arcade is none other than James White.
2013 Game of the Year, Matt Walters. So your 2014 Gamer of the Year is none other than Mr. Fred DeHart. GGA Pete Hahn. Congratulations. Pete Gores. Jamie Tibbetts. Chris Plackey. Andrew Owasco. Stephen Lucas. 2023 Gamer of the Year is none other than Zerst, your T20 champion. I want to give you this belt, man. Congratulations.
It's
None other than Gamer of the Year is none other than what we look at for Gamer of the Year. There's many things. There's who's participating in the community, who's jumping out and doing things. And there's so many people. We could look at guys like Fat Chris. We could look at Kevin. We could look at Josh. They're building things. They're building this community. You could look at other players that don't do that. And then those players go in that. They're like, well, they don't have that. And then it's all weighted as well. There's community. There's who's showing up. We see some players who are here almost every week. It's a part of it. But some people, the ones that are here, they go in that category. The ones that aren't here all the time, they go in that category. It narrows it down even more. We look at the people who were Gamers of the Year. They're driving up the difficulty of getting this illustrious title that we have right here. The title is Gamer of the Year. I saw Matt Rocco and James White go back and forth, slugging it out on every single game. They loved every game they were playing. I watched Matt Walters come in, elevate everybody's game, make them all play better. He showed people how to compete with him, and they would take his scores. He would take them back. I think back to that, and it was such an amazing time in this scene. He would lose a score, take it right back. And then he'd show the person what he did to do it, because he'll just do it better the next time. That's a bold thing to do in a competition. And I look at stuff like that. I look at who's doing that, who's setting scores, losing them and taking them back. And to be honest, didn't happen much. People would lose scores and they're off doing something else. Well, that's one of the coolest things that I'd seen. I'd seen guys like Pete Hahn come in and master 120 games, not just set world records, setting scores. This is the Gamer of the Year. This is a scoring title. You better be setting some high scores if you're going after this title. Pete Hahn at one point had well over 100 world records. That's insane. Who's setting world records this year? World records are great if there's competition. I'm not seeing that competition this year. I can't look at things from that level at this year. I can't. It didn't happen. And that's people saying, me, pick who gets this belt. I'm going off of data. I look at data. Who is doing these things? And I've heard everybody, it should be this person. And there is only one person that has really been, it's an interesting situation. We have to take it down to the competitions. I look at C2E2, I look at Pinball Expo. We saw the players that attended. And in all honesty, it was very few. It was, I think, Pinball Expo, I think there was like 3 entrants. How can I pick from 3 entrants? I can't. Your top talent isn't there. Nobody's coming. It's a different creature. The data is becoming more and more difficult. And it's why I'm learning from all of you. We have to change. This stagnant state that we're in, we're not hyping it up enough. We need to make things crazy. I remember when Steven Lucas won his Gamer of the Year belt, we saw people come in. They wanted the challenge. They went after his titles. They went after his scores. And it was like, that's interesting. Steven held his own against 8 or 9, basically 8 Gamers of the Year that he was fighting all at once for his scores. And it was impressive. It's the competitions that really drive this belt. I have to look at the biggest competition that we hold, the most fairest, leveled playing field. And that's where the competition lies, and that is T20. And that is why your Gamer of the Year is your next 2-time champion, Zurst. Who is not here. I hear it. I hear it. I know it is not what the crowd wanted. But I'm going from data that you've provided me. If you don't want Zurst to be your champion, the new year starts now. It's simple. Take the belt from him. We're probably not going to do T20 next year as T20. You're getting something new. We're going to have to change things on a grand scale. Zurst is a phenomenal player. There's other phenomenal players. I've seen them here. Andrew, Pete Hahn, Pearl, Jim Patzer, Liming and Patzer. Those guys so high in the scoring scene. Hard not to give them the belt. But in a competition between everybody, Zurst walked away your champion. The belt, I cannot wait to see next year's Gamer of the Year. I'd like to also announce, I think we're going to add a second new belt next year. And I want to see people go after it. More of a community belt for all the people that probably should have won this belt for various reasons. But this is a high score title. So the new year starts now. We're going to make it a little more interesting for everybody. We're going to put out some specific events that'll guarantee their weight towards this belt right here. And for that, I am very excited. This is probably going to be the most exciting competition year that we've seen. And I can't wait for it. It's a reinvention of everything that you already enjoy. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get awesome. It's going to get bigger. There's going to be a lot more games. There's going to be a lot more contenders. I don't think some of these scores are, I look on these cards. I look at that Mortal Kombat score that stood for so long. It took somebody that didn't play Mortal Kombat, and there's a new house high score. I think we're going to weight things a little more on that. I think you might all be receiving some communications and personal challenges. We'll see what you can accomplish throughout this year. It's going to be interesting, so I hope everybody enjoys it. It's going to be something new, never attempted before. And we'll see who walks away with the belt next year. But for now, your Game of the Year, Zurst.